John, having conceded very early, scored pretty late, taken a point, satisfied with that, or do you feel like you could have won it today?
I'm disappointed, obviously, with the way the game started, which I think has had a big impact on the result. You know, we conceded from the kick-off here last year, and then to go and do exactly the same is frustrating, really, when we've kicked off. You know, it's a poor ball by Brad, silly foul, a cross-in that's not dealt with, a shot that's a comfortable height for the keeper to get away, and he pushes it right back into their path. So you know, it's a fluke the way it ended up going in, but you know, to concede so early, it changes your game plan. We wanted to start on the front foot, we wanted to try and dominate the game. And I think there was a couple of patches in the first half where we did. Obviously we've missed a sitter with Josh Windass going clean through, and then the goal disallowed. And possibly rode our luck a touch. They've had a couple of chances. And then second half, they've come and had a good chance early on. And then they haven't really been near our goal. And once we made the change of formation, I think there was only going to be one outcome really, and that was we were going to score. And then it was just a case of whether we could get another one. And you know, you'd have to be happy with a point because you've been goals on after 40 seconds. But on the balance of what I know I've got at my disposal, to concede a goal which has a bearing on the game the way it has, I'm disappointed really.
You had a break before this enforced by the weather. Does that have any bearing on the way you started the game? Rustiness, coldness, whatever you want to call it?
It shouldn't, but you know, it'd be careless to say it doesn't, because you know, I'm not saying that's the reason why we conceded so early, but we weren't really at our best in the first half anyway. We were sloppy. We only played in sporadically fits and starts, and they were the better team in the first half, if I'm honest. And they did to us what we should have done to them, but they had the adrenaline boost of scoring early on. But you know, last year we lost there, and you know, in days gone by we might have lost there as well. We'd have felt sorry for ourselves and we wouldn't have rolled our sleeves up. But there was a 20-minute spell in the second half where we absolutely battered them, and you know, the goal was coming. And then it probably the irony is when we did score, it sort of jolted Stevenage back into life, and it probably took our focus off, and we only really got going again with the last 5 minutes, and then we had good chances to win it. But you know, Stevenage is a good side and they'll beat a lot of teams here. So to come here and not get beat, I suppose we've got to be happy.
Is the penalty in many ways a reward for the pressure that you put on in that spell? I know there was a few people, shall we say, around unhappy with the decision, but Billy stepped up and took it.
I'm surprised that he'd be unhappy about someone putting two hands up over the head and handling the ball. That's unhappy because, well, I might be wrong, because they might play basketball here because they did have a timeout. You know, an organised timeout. No, you know, I'm not having a go at them. We'd have been doing the same if we'd have been winning. But it's a pen. You know, it's a good ball in, it's a pen. And you can't handle the ball in the area. And instead of having a go at the ref, I'd more be having a go at the lad who stuck his hands up and handled it.
And from that point on, as you say, it sort of jolted them into life, didn't it? There were then chances at both ends in stoppage time.
Well, he was, and, you know, they got a couple of sympathetic, I would say, free kicks. Which led to the ball going into our box, and then we've had one when Terry Gornell's robbed their lad on the touchline. He's clean through, and the linesman's pulled the £50 get out of jail card out from the Monopoly box. You know, so I think on the balance of the decisions, I don't think Stevenage can have any complaints, because I think they got better decisions than we did today.